So today on Gist Around the Globe, we will be discussing about politics, and we know recently the president of America, the president of Donald Trump.
Yes.
I think weeks ago was his inauguration, and then we have seen the impact of Mr. President in just this few times that Baba don't use. Yes, so today we will be reviewing some of the changes, and we'll be seeing the one that benefits us, the one that is actually little bit hard on the people. So apart from the erasing the LGBTQ community and banning the Gabriel people, we know that these are one of the things that we expected from the past regime in America, because homosexual is form of immorality yes, in the society, and we say kudos to Mr. President for doing that. What do you have to say about Trump being the president, the 47th president of America? Do you think it's a good idea?
Let me start by saying this. In his first regime, being the 40, let me say maybe 46 or 46 or maybe 45, 45th, okay, because during 2017 to 2021, if I'm right, I believe that when he emerged as the president, then there are some things that this man could not implement due to the pressures from the government and all those stuff like that. But coming in as the new president now, this is the time for him to implement this policy. Like we mentioned earlier, the likes of ban on same-sex marriage, gayism, and LGBTQ stuff,
LGBTQ
of a thing. So I believe that this is a time whereby, because of his inauguration, he invited so many guests, like pastors from this country, likes of Pastor W. from the founder of the Deeper Life Christian Ministry, and all other guests, like all other ministers of God for his inauguration, which I believe that his present government is going to stand on the word of God.
Sure.
That is trying to eradicate some immoral acts from the society, which they believe that is the right thing. So for instance, how will you expect someone of the same gender to get married to each other?
It's kind
of irritating. Yeah. So these are the things that this man has come, which I believe that is going to eradicate.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much, our brother. We call him Mr. Deputy because I think very soon he's going to be going for the deputy position. Thank you so much for your insight. Thank you so much for your contribution. I haven't talked about the advantage of Mr. President. I have some of the things he changed and some of the things he implemented. We have President Trump ordered federal prisons to transfer inmates who are transgender women to men's facilities.
Yes.
We are sitting on the transgender thing of trying to be a woman when you're a man, which is kind of insane if you ask me. So do you think transferring someone that what should I say, scientifically is it not through surgery, turn himself to a woman to an actual male prison, do you think it's a good idea?
Let me say this. For someone to, because I normally say this, for someone to take an action, he or she knows what he or she has in mind to carry out. So one, like you said, the policy that Mr. President has made, I believe is a good idea, because someone who changed him or her own self to another gender apart from his
one assigned to him at birth,
original gender, I believe that such person is, according to the policy that the Mr. President, is a good idea. Let them go and face the consequences.
Because imagine someone assigned main sex from birth, turning himself to a woman and trying to compete in female sports.
Yes, because it will be very difficult.
Yes,
very difficult So I believe that this policy is going to help and is going to take away this kind of attitude for those who are still planning to indulge in this sort of
exactly.
this sort of habit. Exactly. I read a particular post whereby Bobrisky he commented on this particular on this particular matter that
she already changed.
Yes, that this man that American President Donald Trump said we only have two gender, male and female, nothing like transgender. So it was just like coming out to counter what the Mr. President said. So take for instance, let us mean that this man Bobrisky stays in America. I believe that he himself will find himself in that position.
Exactly.
So this policy, I believe, is going to degrade, deprive, and also relieve or take away the thought of those who insist to go and involved in this particular habit.
Thank you so much, sir. So the art of trying to turn yourself to something you are not is actually considered being psychological. What do we call it? Psychological error. Why will you want to change yourself from a particular sex attached to you from birth to another sex? Genetically, the male are considered more stronger than the female. So now imagine someone who transforms himself to a woman trying to compete in a woman's sport or women's show. You know that automatically that is considered cheating. Yeah. So I will say kudos to Mr. President Donald Trump.
Though let me try to say something. Like I said earlier, I'm in support of what Mr. President, the person of Donald Trump is trying to bring as a form of reformation on like the time of Martin Luther, whereby he reformed the church. So you're trying to understand, whereby he reformed the church from by then the Roman Catholic trying to talk about the issue of salvation, all those stuff like that. So I believe I give him a kudos and I believe it's a good transformation. But one thing which I will want us to understand about those who are involved in this act or habit is that some believe that being in that particular gender might be a problem to them. Take for instance, the likes of Bobrisky in our own country now, Nigeria. We have come to believe that, or to him, he have the understanding that being a man might not fetch him the fame,
the riches
and everything he has.
Exactly.
So that was
that to be a man.
Yes. That's very hard to be a man. So that's what I'm trying to say, that those who involve themselves in that habit, they have thought it in their mind. What can I do, or how will I become a successful person in life? That wasn't why they involved that habit. But one thing which I still want Mr. President to do, I'm not talking about our own president in this country, Donald Trump in person, is that in bringing in this kind of policy, that is eradicating the issue of transgender of a thing, there must be, though I'm not saying that there's no job opportunity for them outside the country, but at least there must be provision.
Yeah.
There must be provision for them. Okay, that is okay. Oh, immediately you are ready to leave this kind of habit. There are some job
for you,
or opportunities for you, so that at least it's going to aid such an individual.
Thank you so much. So I think it is a credit mark for Mr. President for imposing such rules, and I think it's a beginning of progress to Americans at large. Thank you so much. So I have second here, withdrawal from the World Health Organization. When I saw those news, I was shocked and a little bit scared for African countries.
like
Nigerians, Liberians, and other countries, because according to BBC, the reverse of this is can actually cause some problems to countries like Nigeria, because the finance they put
finance
aspect on the earth perspective. Now, I think Donald Trump removed some benefits, some earth benefits that has to do with HIV, all these infectious diseases. And you know that the vaccine that suppresses HIV in particular is expensive, and it has to be given out freely because it is a very deadly disease which has almost no cure. So Donald Trump withdrawing from WHO because he thinks he blames them for the failure of coronavirus. So what do you have to say about this?
One thing which I will say concerning this issue is that for someone like Donald Trump to have thought of that, and which I believe that it is true what happened, like what you said during the period of COVID-19, whereby they recorded several numbers of deaths were recorded during the period of 2020 COVID-19 period.
Yeah.
So to him, he thought of what is the essence of that particular organization
when you cannot help,
when you could not provide the necessary injection, the necessary treatment to reduce the rate or to reduce that particular.
Because during the corona period, a lot of Americans lost their job, lost their lives.
Because they even have to stay at home and they spend a lot of money because someone who could not go to work, they must feed on something.
No, man. True.
So as it stands, he himself that is planning to bring in that particular policy through his experience during his first regime. So he did not want such thing to repeat itself. So coming to the removal of some African countries, also maybe some countries from
Africa,
from the benefit. Let me say this: it is a good idea on one hand and a bad idea on the other hand. The reason why I would like to say it is a good idea on the other hand was because number one, Nigeria itself, as a country, we have the resources to manage our hospitals.
Yes.
Our health clinics and everything that
there are enough resources
that we have in this country. We have enough resources, but in which way are our government managing these particular resources? They are assuming that for example, this issue of this HIV of 18, that this drug is being transferred from outside the country.
Yeah.
They are assuming that Nigeria is not part of, or we have not benefited from this particular organization. How are we going to survive?
Because I also think he withdrew from Paris Climate Agreement. But before that, let's take some comments in the group. Madam Bemi Akinusi said, former Kenya president Uhuru Kenya called out African leaders complaining about Trump freezing aid, stating that not the United States responsibility to provide support to them. Why are you crying? It is not your government. It is not your country. He has no reason to give you anything. I think this is like telling people that it is time for you to man up.
Yes.
It is time for you to support yourself.
Like this country, in Africa as a whole, Nigeria has the most resources, whereby we have ways to generate incomes. Petroleum is there, agriculture is there, sport is there. In what way are we generating out this income, and in what way are this income is of benefit to the citizen?
That's true.
I'm in support of what Mr. Donald Trump said by withdrawing this opportunity from African countries So it is time for us
to man up,
to stand on our own ground.
Exactly.
Make sure that all the resources that we have in this country, we utilize it in a meaningful way or in a meaningful form.
Exactly.
So I believe that Mr. President trying to remove Nigeria from receiving benefit from the country will give us the sense of motivation. Thank you. To work on ourselves. I believe that though I won't blame Mr. President because he said it's not a type that makes use of social media. But I believe that Minister of Information should get this information across to Mr. President.
Exactly.
So that at the end of the day, those who are HIV patient will be able to get enough drugs.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We are on the program just around the globe, and before we move on, I would like to read some comments. Olorunfemi Tosin, good evening, I see you. Abiola Akingbala, COVID-19 is not to be experienced again, I pray. Amen. Ikene Betrais Ene, our sister in Soundmind, nice one. Thank you so much. I love you all. Victoria, good evening to you. Abiola Akingbala said, I don't know why he stopped HIV donation to Nigeria. Yeah, well, as we are saying, I think it is time for Nigeria to buckle their shoes.
Yes.
We can't be developing country for long. We are the giant of Africa for crying out.
Let us try to develop this vaccine ourselves. We have the resources. We have the money. We have everything to develop these resources. To get this vaccine.
Yoruba do say something that I love a lot. They will say, tí wọ́n bá ti ń fi oríṣun wọn àlejò àbí if I'm correct ilé ti tó lọ.
Yes, now.
So if the president of America is telling us that, well, we are removing our hands and legs, you all should focus on yourself.
Yes.
I think it is a good thing. It is a great start it is like a challenge for us. Thank you so much, Akingbala. I see you. Thank you so much. Lizzie Adetona, well done, bro. Thank you, ma'am. Kende Blessing, I say thank you to you. Who do we have again? Please, there are questions in the comment section. Kindly attend to them because at the end of the program, winners will be picked. Abiola, I see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Who again can we? Abduganiyu, I see you. Abduganiyu Saliu, I see you, sir. Thank you so much. And our moderators, I see you. Adioga, my brother, I see you. Adekemi, I see you. Thank you so much for all you do. Inibokun, I see you too. So let's move on. To the shocking parts. They said a total of 1,445,549 immigrants from various countries have been enlisted for permanent deportation, of which Nigeria is 3,690 on the list, with other African countries. I think Liberia is around 1,000 plus. What do you think? Is this not like something backstabbing on our country like this? A whole 3,000, almost 4,000 immigrants in America.
Yes. I believe that in trying to do this is just to inform or send an information to Nigeria government. That how are you going to expect a government not to take care of our citizens? Now assuming that Nigeria has reclaimed the giant of Africa. We are able to stabilize everything on our own. We won't expect us to be starving or to be on outside the country
all the time.
But when the economy of the country is not good, security is nothing to write about. Why won't we the Nigerians try to run out to find green pasture? I can believe that believe that majority of those who ran outside the country are youth.
Exactly.
Those who ran out on just to look for green pasture, went outside the country to look for green pasture because Nigeria as a country is not safe. It's not safe.
Exactly.
So Donald Trump trying to do everything is just to send a signal. Just like send a signal to our president
to do better. Because he said if America is no place to write home, that people will not be watching there.
So why can't
everybody should come back home?
Why can't people come to Nigeria? Because we have everything that we can make. We have everything in this country to make this country a better place.
Exactly. We do.
There was a time I listened to one guy online. He said he prefer to go to Ghana than to come to Nigeria. Because number one of the reasons why he stated that he prefer to go to Ghana because the use of electricity. A situation whereby there's no electricity. Nigeria government, they've gone together with those manufacturing generators
and the fuel stations. So you won't expect such activity, and you will expect us to have light in this country. How will they generate their income into their own pocket? That's it. I think.
So I believe that Nigeria government are the kind of people who believe on their own. They have nothing to offer. They have nothing to offer to the citizen.
Just that everybody's looking forward to something in their pockets.
For their own
pockets. That's true. Nigeria, we are throwing this out to all Nigerians now. I think it is time for us to think about how we can also make Nigeria great again. America, we say it all the time, I think the slogan for Donald Trump is make African great again.
Make now.
But his present one is make Americans safe again.
Because if you look at the population of black Africans in America, we have the most population
in
Nigeria. Because this country is not safe. I've still continued to say it often and often.
It's not. It's obvious.
This country is not safe. How will a president of a nation says it's not a fan of social media?
How are you not getting your information?
How are you not getting it? It shows that if the minister of information gives you a wrong information, you accept it. That is why I do normally say I don't believe those who come out on social media and begin to talk like our president is not good, our president is doing so. But this information you are passing, how are you sure that if this information
is getting to the government, to
Mr. President?
Exactly. Thank you so much.
But when this information gets to Mr. Information, they look for ways to rebrand this information so that the information will look sweet in the face of Mr. President.
Yes, because of what they want to eat.
Yes, because they don't want to lose their job.
Their jobs. Exactly.
But that assuming that Mr. President himself sees this information directly, not from second hand.
Because I remember the video when he said when Mr. President said he doesn't use social media. Because people talks about him a lot. So he prefers to call his son to tell him that what are they saying about me on social media, which is actually not something we should expect from a leader of a place. Abiola Akingbala, yes, we can make the country great again. Exactly, that is the spirit. America wasn't America in a second. All we need to do is to get our mindset straight, our priority leveled up. We won't be, if we don't, we will always be called developing country and not developed country. Thank you so much. Our guest for today's show. To the most interesting part. The issue of divorce in America. During divorce, the woman will claim to, have a certain percentage of the man's property. And we can see that these have been issues with big people, with rich people outside the countries, married for 2 years, and after 2 years, for no reasons, the woman will say, I'm not doing again, I want a divorce. And before you know it, the man will lose 50 or 70% of his property. So, Mr. President, the American president, the 47th president of America, states in a particular interview, I watched it, he said, just because you get married to a rich man doesn't mean after divorce you end up like the Queen of Sheba. Oh my God, NEPA took the light.
That's what we are saying.
This is what we are saying in the country. This is what we are saying in the country. NEPA actually offed the lights. I don't know if you can still see us. We are still on the show, and we are talking about divorce in the country. So what do you have to say about that? He said, because you have issue with the rich man, and after divorce, that doesn't mean you end up like a queen of Sheba. That the whole thing have to be reappointed. What do you have to say about that?
One thing which I want to say about that propaganda or the policy that Mr. President is trying to eradicate, because I said it's a policy because it's something that has been happening in America, and this act has been implemented. That's why I said the policy. So Mr. President is trying to chip in and to eradicate this kind of policy is a good idea on number one basis. Men, or let me say men in America or in America will be the one to suffer.
The coach of Man City.
I can believe that is let me say, maybe if I'm correct, it's 11 consecutive
losses have to do
with the result of his divorce.
Exactly.
And I believe that it is time the women try to understand that
marriage is not a
business. Thank you. Marriage is not a business. They've made use of marriage as a form of business. Whereby after divorce they get what they want to get and they get out.
They move on.
So now leaving the man in a shambles stage. The only house owned by Pagodala,
the biggest house mansions,
was willed
to the wife,
all in the name of divorce. Whereas he was the one who suffered. I can't if I'm right, when Pagodala was in Barcelona, he spent if not less than 5 years.
Yeah, in Barcelona.
From Barcelona to Bayern Munich. From Bayern Munich to Man City. Trying to make up his family, trying to feed his family.
And the wife comes up and says, you work too much. You don't give us attention. Is attention going to bring food to the table?
I see it is attention that is going to feed.
Are they feeding on attention or the money coming out?
Women trying to see this opportunity as a means to make wealth.
Yeah, because if you go to Google and search some of the richest women on the planet, they get their wealth from divorce.
Yes.
This is facts. There are disrespect to the female gender, but if you go online and search some of the richest women on the planet, they get most of their wealth from divorce. So I think this is a kind of good news.
So I believe this is one of the transformation, or one of the information which I believe is going to help and assist the men that fall or that will still going to fall in this particular situation.
Exactly. Thank you so much. And that's it on the issue of divorce. And you can see in Nigeria now. Imagine if such rules applies to Nigeria. As you can see recently, most of our celebrities are just giving us divorce cases just like shows.
Yes.
We have the Anin Idibia and Idibia is Two-Faced Idibia. You know, the issue is hot recently. Divorce is just like, I don't know if people get married to divorce. Just imagine the same kind of rules apply to Nigeria. That after divorce, this woman will have access to this, and you know that the rate of divorce in Nigeria will be so high.
We just thank God that particular rule have not been applied
in Nigeria.
Despite that particular rule has not been applied, we still
have the mentality.
We still have cases of divorce in the country, despite that particular rules have not been implemented. So one thing we try to bring in is that women should not see men as
a ladder of success.
Yes, let me use that one as a means to an end. As a means to an end. If there's any issue that need to be rectified, let them rectify. To the extent that some women will even ask for child support, whereby whereas it is not even that man that gave birth to that child.
You're talking about paternity codes and their tests.
Yes.
Most of the cases, you are not.
There was an issue that happened whereby that man could not provide
for the family
for that child as a child. In the case of child support, the man was sent to 2 years in prison.
There was one, I think it was 10 years. I watched that. Very sad.
And when the man came from prison, at the end of the day, he found that through DNA that he was not the owner of the child.
So sad.
And when they interviewed the woman said she knows the owner of the child. Which shows that it was the act of wickedness for that woman should have involved in that act.
She was asked if she truly knows the father.
Yes, and she said yes.
Imagine.
So they've seen that particular means to gain wealth. So that at the end of the day, when there's child support, the womb it is as a result of that man's wealth that they will get their own child support.
Thank you so much. Let's quickly read some comments. Women's empowerment. As more women pursue education and careers, they are less reliant on their partners financially, giving them the confidence to live a marriage that isn't fulfilling. Thank you so much, man. This is true.
So can we say that for women who are well enlightened, who have their own personal job, who are given proper education, they involve in that act. This was because of the result of their own nature. So that is just it.
Thank you so much, sir. We do not have someone at the back of the camera to tell us what is going on there. Okay, I think we are back online. Thank you so much, sir. That is brilliant. If you remember our sport edition, we have a brother here. He was the friend to the brother. As you can see, intelligence move together. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your point of view. And I think we will take this and call it a day on the show Soundmind just around the globe. Thank you everyone for staying tuned. So let's talk about the last one. Trump announces end of birthright citizenship for illegal immigrants. There was this news I read this morning when I wake up. It was about the India couples. They agreed to have CS for their child, which was supposed to come out I think February, because the rules Trump made was that the effect will take place in I think maybe January 2nd or 20. I'm not sure. So they agreed to carry on with CS. So the child can be citizens of America before the due date of these new developments. What do you have to say about people that run to America with every pregnancy just to have birthright certificates for their children?
And then from philosophy
people
that states that before you can judge an action right or wrong, you have to consider the intention of that action. Someone who had that in mind, or who had planned that to go outside the country to go and deliver a child, or to go and deliver a baby because of this your citizenship. Let's assume that the country itself, or the country itself, is
working
good, or the system of the country is working. We would just expect someone to just stand up today and say that, okay, I'm fine out to go and deliver my baby outside the country because of what I'm going to benefit from it.
so sick.
So I won't blame them. They knows what they want to gain from that.
Yeah.
And that's mean that the system of the country is working. Such won't happen.
So we are still on the same thing, that the whole African nation, the whole African country should buckle up. This is time for us to, change the perspective of these people towards us. Most of them, if you ask the white people, I have some of them as friends before. They do see Africa as a very poor country.
There was a day I was fortunate to I came across a particular post, and the woman who interviewed a man, a black, I guess the man is from Nigeria. And the woman said, "Are Africans poor?"
Imagine. I remember that video.
And the man said, he mentioned a particular amount which I could not remember.
Do you have $20?
I think $20 or £10. Can you give me £10 there? And the woman said, I did not have.
I don't have. You say you don't have money.
And you don't have money, and you are looking for poor people. So that is their own mentality, and I cannot blame them. Who I will blame is the government. That means that the system and everything is working. Such kind of word or utterance won't be coming out from someone who does not have £10.
Yeah.
Saying that I heard that Africans
are poor. Is it true?
Is it true?
It's a slap.
It's a slap.
It's a slap. It's a slap. It's a slap. And to us, to the whole African citizen, Nigeria, Liberia, Tanzania, Togo, Ghana, all African country, I'm telling us now that we have enough resources. We have what it takes for us to even beat these people. We have what it takes for us to do better. We don't always have to depend on people. See, what I realized when I was growing up is that the more you depend on people, the more
they see you as a body,
as slaves. Because it is time for us to buckle up, and enough of this looting of the thing. Let us build this country to a great standard to which other people from another country will also be lobbying for our visa. Because since they're bombing, I never hear say they are giving a scholarship for people to come and study in Nigeria. When you go to churches, you will see people coming out for testimony to tell people that they have given me visa
to study abroad.
Which I actually don't see as something to rejoice over as a citizen. But because the situation of the country itself is,
it's nothing to write home about.
It's nothing to write home about. So if you say this kind of opportunity, I'm not saying you should go, please. But I'm just saying the truth is, tí a bá tún lé wa ṣe, òun ni àlejò á lè ṣe kí ni? A lè mọ̀ wípé yes, ilé wa ó dùn wá, ó dùn wò. Sorry for using my language. Thank you so much. The whole thing I'm saying is that if we come together and take care of our vicinities, build our country, I think we will have a good testimony. Thank you so much. And I am Olamilekan Abdulbasit Okikiola, aka Choosing one of the moderators in Soundmind, and we are bringing this whole shows to an end. We want to appreciate everybody for joining us this week. Thank you so much. I know you all went out, spent a lot of times, you're tired, but you still find it as a way to join us for today's program. I'm saying thank you so much. And to our guest for today's show, we want to say thank you so much. Please, can you give a shout out to the Soundmind community and thank them for joining us for today's show?
Thank you very much for joining us on tonight's show. I believe that when these particular things are being done, Nigeria is going to
rise again. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that's it. And by the grace of God, we might see on Friday. So join us next week Friday by 7 p.m. The same time, 7 p.m. Nigeria time. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. God bless Africa.